You're listening to the KATcast, a weekly podcast from the staff you love to listen to each weekday on 94.3 Cat Country. Killian Hart and Jordan J. Now, here they are, talking about life, love, and everything mid-Missouri.
That's right. We are back. -1 today. Erin is gone today, so you just get Kevin and I.
Yeah.
But hey, we got a pretty good topic. I think me and Kevin were kind of brainstorming of what we could do the podcast today.
Let me just say though that there is like an empty space here in our podcast today because you would normally see three of us here, but
yes.
And although I thought this topic, I mean, Erin would have participated fine, but I don't know if she would have had a lot of input.
I was going to say, because Erin does watch a lot of TV. What the topic is today is like best movie villains, which are
TV
like TV
and movie villains.
just best villains in general.
Bad guys, and a lot of these are anti-heroes, in my mind anyway.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them. So we're just kind of bouncing some ideas off who we think.
What's that say that Erin doesn't have as many? Maybe she's just not as nerdy as we are.
That could be. That is probably an accurate assessment, yeah. But some of the best bad guys and villains and anti-heroes, I'll just kind of run through a list here. And I know if you ask somebody, a lot of times the first one they'll come up with is Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, yeah, Anakin Skywalker. That's probably on my list, too. I mean, as a Star Wars fan, that kind of has to be. I mean, it's just like a great one, right?
Right.
What comes to mind, too, especially topical right now, because there's the new season's currently going on, Homelander from The Boys.
Oh, which I still haven't watched yet. So
man.
No spoilers.
But Homelander, what a great villain he is, huh?
Oh, my gosh. He is. And
you love to hate him. That's the thing.
If you're not familiar with The Boys, the whole premise of this is like, what if superheroes really existed?
Yes.
And they lived in the regular world with us. And they're so corrupted.
Yes, yes.
That's the best way to put it.
It's basically like if real people were superheroes,
And they're run by a corporation and they have their PR done for them.
And monetized and heavily advertised. Yeah. Not everyone would be good.
No. I will forewarn you that it's not for
kids.
Kids at all.
It's not for kids.
Just because you hear, superheroes, good, The Boys. No.
It is. No. It is an adult show.
There's some disturbing stuff in it, so if you're somebody who is bothered by just fair warning, it's all I'm saying. Read a review on it or something.
It is violent. It is graphic.
Yeah. but it's great.
It's so
really great.
You know another really good one that comes to mind too, Kevin? Gus Fring from Breaking Bad.
Oh, well, Breaking Bad, just
Breaking
Walter
Bad
White.
Walter White, technically,
technically he's an anti-hero.
Yeah. But I would consider like he's kind of like the main character, right? He is the anti-hero.
Gus Fring,
But Gus Fring is his
you don't
bad
root for
guy,
Gus
right?
Fring though.
No,
you kind of root for Walter White.
Gus Fring's the villain, right? Of the majority of the show, right?
It's true.
What a great show!
I've said it before. I believe everybody has an opinion, but I believe that Breaking Bad is the greatest TV series ever.
I have a buddy that actually he failed out of college because of Breaking Bad. He got so addicted to Breaking Bad that he stopped going to class. So yeah, I'd agree.
You can watch it when you're not in class. Right? There's this thing called recording now.
Trust me, I told him the same thing.
And maybe the argument of greatest TV show of all time. The other one might be The Sopranos.
Ooh.
Tony Soprano. Again, when you talk about anti-heroes,
yeah.
Forget it. Love Tony Soprano. You know,
dude. What about Hannibal Lecter?
Silence of the Lambs.
Great.
Now, okay, you're going to be shocked. I've never seen. I know. I'm getting that look from Jordan. You've never seen
Silence of the Lambs?
We've had this podcast before of what movies
we haven't seen.
Have we never seen? That's one for me. I know a lot about it. And it's based on a true story, right?
Yeah. It's
Clarice.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if it's 100% on a true story. I think there's elements of it that are true, but I think like the character of Hannibal Lecter itself, I don't think that's real.
Wow.
But I think like different kind of stories of other people created Hannibal Lecter.
But from what I see, Anthony Hopkins brought that guy to life
insanely well. I don't know. They even made a kind of like a prequel.
Yeah.
An actual Hannibal
What was it
show.
It's
called Hannibal.
Oh, it was Hannibal.
It's called Hannibal. Yeah. And I'm trying to remember the guy that.
He played like a young Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah, and he normally plays like bad guys, like villains.
I can't
remember his name, but it's great, man. He's so good. He's so lovable, yet at the same time, you know how dark and twisted he is. Mm-hmm. So like it's strange because like he helps people out. He's like this therapist, but then he's kind of got that hidden agenda, right? Not for everybody, but for people that he kind of marks, people that he goes, they're like, and the thing is, the people that he goes after too aren't exactly good either. So it's like,
it's like that sounds almost like Dexter.
Kind of,
because Dexter,
right?
again,
yeah.
anti-hero.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because like, but that's the thing. Like Hannibal doesn't just go after whoever. Like he goes after somebody for a specific purpose,
right? Okay, I'm gonna throw a name out here.
Okay,
that I don't know if this is my favorite bad guy on TV of all time, but he's right up there near the top. Cue the music. Negan from The Walking Dead.
Whoa, dude.
Negan, I'm telling you, okay, spoiler alert here, okay?
If you haven't seen The Walking Dead, it's been out for years.
Yes.
Okay.
But the episode, I guess it was season 2, 3. No, it was later.
4 or 5.
Where he killed Abraham and Glenn. Took Lucille, his bat, his nail bat that he keeps
that barbed wire,
and he whacked in the head, and it was brutal. It was graphic. They said the crew and the cast, they were actually bothered after they filmed that.
Yeah,
because it took them a while to.
I remember reading a fun fact about that. No one knew who it was except for Negan. I forget what's his name. The guy that plays Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That's it. He knew about it, and then Stephen Young, who plays Glenn, he knew about it too. The rest of the cast didn't. So
Abraham didn't know.
Abraham didn't even know either.
Wow.
So Abraham thought it was him, the guy that played, because he was like, oh, yeah. So no one knew.
And Negan's, the thing that made it really amazing is his redemption story on that show.
His arc is crazy.
Right.
You go from hating this man.
I hated him. Yeah. And the part where Rick, there was with the battle.
Yeah.
And the tiger and Negan's just about to kill, he was going to kill Rick or Carl?
I think it was Carl.
It was Carl?
Yeah.
He was going to cut off Rick's arm.
Yeah.
But he was going to, anyway, all of a sudden, here you see Sheba, the lion, the tiger.
Shiva, I think.
Sheba attacks and Negan looks up like he's surprised. And I was literally watching this show, and I'm jumping up and down, going, "Yeah, Sheba, good girl, good girl."
And what an awesome!
And then Rick slits his throat.
Yes,
and then he was so compassionate. He had mercy on him.
He had mercy
and allowed him to live.
Yeah, patched him up. Yeah,
right. And that was what led Negan to become. I don't know if I'd say a good guy.
Yeah.
But he reformed his ways.
And they even made a spin-off now, too, where it's Negan and Maggie. Which, by the way, if you should be following along the story, but if you're not, that's Glenn, the person he killed.
Because
I think so.
Is it okay? Because I haven't caught any episodes of that.
I think so. I think it's still. Okay. I think it's like fresh. Yeah, there's only a couple episodes I think so far, but it's.
So, but anyway, Negan. I know we spent a lot of time on Negan, but I'm telling you, one of my favorite. Dude. Oh my gosh, what a great. I actually found myself rooting for Negan.
Yes, dude. Yeah. I'm trying to think of another really, really good, a good villain. One that's just like iconic. Ooh, I got one. Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Yes.
Lord Voldemort. Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Oh yeah.
Voldemort, dude. 100%.
You said his name, Jordan.
I know.
What are you doing? Don't you know the rules?
He who shall not be named.
Next thing you know, you're going to say Beetlejuice. Come on, man. Dude, you know how this works. No, Voldemort is
Voldemort, right?
You know what? It's weird, too, because, again, I like Harry Potter. I'm not like a big fan. I like it. But Voldemort was he human at one point? Like, what was his backstory?
Yeah. So he was like a wizard as well, right?
Right.
But he gets kind of like, he gets corrupted, right? So he wants to kind of delve into like the dark arts part of magic, and that kind of corrupts him a little bit. Yes. Again, those movies have been out for a long time too, and I'm trying not to do too many spoilers on some of these shows, but
some of them you have to.
Again, you have to a little bit, right?
You have to be.
But yes, he used to be.
Maybe on the description of this, I'll put spoiler alert that way, so people click into it.
Matter of fact, he used to be a good guy, and was actually almost like Harry Potter. Like they actually thought that he was kind of like going to be a prodigy like that. Like he was going to be like the next big thing, and then
Speaking of bad guys, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
My precious.
Dude, Gollum. Although I go one up though, but Sauron, right? Lord of the Rings,
right? Yeah.
Absolutely, right?
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, if you've never seen the original trilogy, you have to watch it. That is a must-watch, like of movie trilogies. Yes. Lord of the Rings. Watch the original trilogy. Peter Jackson did a great job.
Okay, I'm a big Trek fan.
Yes.
Ricardo Montalban as Khan.
Yeah.
Khan!
Yeah, there it is.
In fact,
there it is.
Indulge me here.
Okay.
I just want to play a little clip for you.
Okay, perfect.
This is from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Nerd alert, I know. But Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. This is what I love about Khan.
From hell's heart, I stab at thee. For hate's sake, I spit my last breath at thee.
Is that magical? I'm sorry. It's like just what he brought to that.
Yeah, no, for sure, man.
And nobody could be Nobody could play that, but Ricardo Montalban. He was magic.
It's funny. I sit there and when I think about Star Trek, when I watch it, it reminds me a lot of Flash Gordon for some weird reason.
The old Flash Gordon, like with Sam Jones.
Yeah, with Sam Jones. You know what I mean? Remember,
Flash, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Flash.
I love the one where they're like fighting on that arena that like is moving around and like the spikes or whatever. Yeah. I don't know why every time I think of like the Wrath of Khan, I think of that specific scene in Flash Gordon. Like for some reason.
Do you remember when he made an appearance in The Big Bang Theory?
Ming to me was like Khan, right?
But you remember when Sam Jones made an appearance on The Big Bang Theory?
Oh yeah.
It was kind of like, and he was like kind of like a. Was he like a drunk jerk on there or something?
He makes an appearance on Ted, too. Also not a kid-friendly movie.
Right, exactly, yeah. So we're talking about our favorite bad guys, villains, anti-heroes. And what's funny? The whole concept of an anti-hero is, obviously, the guy's not good. He's doing bad, but he kind of makes you...
But you root for him, right?
Yeah, you kind of root for him, because maybe he's doing things that... in the example of Dexter.
Yeah.
He's only killing bad guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are guys that, like the old Texas saying, he needed killing.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, and I think a lot of it, like anti-heroes are also very relatable, too, right? Like sometimes superheroes can be like, or, like the hero of a story. Mm-hmm. It's like, you're kind of like, okay, it's kind of a 1 in a million kind of thing. Anti-heroes, they kind of like, you understand them a little bit more, right? Right. You're like, okay, yeah, I know that's morally wrong, but that's kind of what I'm thinking too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
they do the things that we never would.
Yeah. But you think, right? You're like,
their morality
why couldn't you just take care of that yourself? And like they do, right? They're like, I don't need law enforcement to do this. I'll just do it right now, right?
Come on. Plus, law enforcement isn't going to take care of it right anyway. It's going to be endless appeals and blah, blah, blah.
But there's something real about that, right? There's something like grounded in reality of like, that's how a lot of people think, right? Like, and I feel like that's honestly how a lot of people would act if we wouldn't have the social rules and laws and regulations that we do.
But I am glad we have the laws we do. I'm just saying, but we can.
It does not need to be the Wild West.
No, but we can appreciate the. Speaking of bad guys, Westworld.
Okay.
The original Westworld with Yul Brynner, if you ever saw that.
I know what you're talking about.
Man, he was a killing machine.
Yeah.
Terminator.
Oh,
my gosh.
Yes.
And then Terminator, of course, became a good guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Later,
Exactly.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
But Terminator, it's funny.
Dude, what an arc that movie is, too.
Yeah.
He goes from being the main bad guy, like, you just want to avoid him at all costs, to, like, the second one. Dude, he's the good guy. He's the guy that's like, you root for him the entire
when he's taking care of John.
Yeah.
And I guess it was the second one. And he says,
Judgment
I don't want you to kill anybody.
Yeah.
So he goes, I didn't kill him.
Yeah. He beats the crap out of him. He goes, he'll live. He goes, I told you not to kill anybody. He'll live.
Who wouldn't want to have a Terminator going around everywhere with them? You sure you want to argue with me? Big guy over here, So, hey, if you got some favorite bad guys, anti-heroes, villains, whatever, share them with us,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts. catcountry@mailzimmer.com. And we look forward to getting... Are you here next week?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I don't know, because I want to get all three of us back on.
Yeah, no, I'm here next week.
Okay, sure. We were talking, by the way, before we did this today, because no Erin right now.
Yes.
But we were saying, hey, maybe we'll have a guest But
yeah, we thought about doing a guest.
Nobody wanted to come on with us, so I asked a couple of people.
Maybe another time.
I'm busy.
Maybe another time we'll do guest appearances.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun. If I could ever figure it out, technically, we could even have it like they could be wherever they are. They don't have to be here in the studio with us.
Yeah,
but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
so that's the limits of my.
Yeah, I was going to say
technological.
We'll have to figure that out. We need to phone and engineer friends.
Exactly. Hey, thanks for watching this KATcast. Kevin Hilly along with Jordan J. We get Erin back next week.
Yes.
You've been listening to the KATcast, your weekly dose of fun from the staff you know and love on 94.3 Cat Country. Click subscribe and never miss an episode. Share it on social media and tell your friends with 94.3 Cat Country.